Om Gyanatimirandasya Gyananjanan Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha Narayanam Gurum Vande Sharanyam Bhakta Bandhavam Gauramanopistam Purnam Radhadasyam Pradayakam Turupanugacharya Varyam Urupamanjari Preshtakam Patita Pavana Karuniyam Yugacharya Narayana Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tuise Namaha Shama Sundara Shikanda Shekara Izmiraha Saramurali Manohara Radhikara Sikamam Kripanide Swapriya Charana Kinkarim Kuru Tapta Kanchana Gourangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vrindai Tulasi Devi Ai Priyai Keshava Sacha Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Sattvatyai Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So first of all, I begin offering my most humble obeisances to the dust of the lotus feet of Paramaradhatama Shri Guru Pada Padma Nitrila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Paribrajaka Charya Shtotara Sata Srimad Shila Bhakti Vedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj Shila Guru Deva. And to my worshipable Shiksha and Sannyasa Guru Nitalila Pravishta Shila Bhakti Vijnana Bharati Goswami Maharaj, and to all Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga, to all the Dandi Sannyasis, Brahmacharis, Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis, and to all the assembled devotees here today, my respectful obeisances. So by the causeless mercy of Srila Gurudeva and all Mahabhagavatas Acharyas, we are able to assemble here one more time. So today is our last meeting in our Vedanta for Beginners course. So today we have two subjects. The first one is the glories of the Ganges River, or Ganga Devi. Ganga is the original name. Ganges is the, uh, English version of the name. And we have so many wonderful glories of Ganga Devi. Just give me 1 second. All right. So Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita 10:31, of purifiers I am the wind, of wielders I am of weapons I am Rama, of fish I am the shark, and of flowing rivers I am the Ganges. In the 10th chapter of Gita, Krishna says, I am so many things. I am this, I am that, I am that, I am that. Means in creation, there are some special things that represents the power of Krishna. Okay? So this is how Krishna identifies himself. Okay? This is what is behind Krishna's personality. Just like those who study the shamanic tradition, they will look for their animal of power, right? Their inner, animal of power, things like that. So Krishna's animal of power is the shark. This is how he's identifying himself. And among all the rivers, Krishna says, I am the Ganges. Means Ganges is the most important river. Hmm? Most important river. For so many reasons. So let us see. Next, from Sri Vaishnavya Tantra Sar, by reciting 1/6 of the Bhagavad Gita, one achieves the result of bathing the Ganges river. So if you divide Gita in 6 parts, if you read 1/6 of it, then the result is the same as bathing in the Ganga. This is how powerful Ganga is, because reciting Gita is one of the most powerful things. Most powerful things. Usually we have this opportunity winter time, when there is the Mokshada Ekadashi. This is Gita Jayanti, is one Ekadashi day, when Gita was spoken by Krishna. And we recite the whole Gita, at once. It takes 2 hours like that. It's very powerful. And still nowadays, many devotees in India and everywhere, they recite Gita every day. Every day. And many, especially the boys, when they learn from young age, they can memorize all the verses of Gita. 700 verses. More than 700 something, I forgot. Yes. So, and of course, if you bathe in Ganga, you can get rid of all your sins and all your sinful reactions as well. So Ganga has a very powerful quality that can purify ourselves. But of course, Ganga Devi cannot do everything. She can clean our sins, she can clean the reactions from our sins, but she cannot clean the tendency to commit new sins from our heart. She can't do it. So we bathe in Ganga even every day. You can bathe in Ganga every day, and then you come out, and then you continue sinning, and then again you have to take bath. So you never actually evolve. The only one thing that can remove from our hearts the tendency to commit new sins is Harinam. It's chanting the names of Krishna. That is the only way to remove the anartha of committing sins, because to commit sins is one anartha. Anartha, all of you understand? Yes? Bernadette, more or less? Okay. You know, there are 4 goals of life in Vedic culture: dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. Right? Dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. Dharma, religiosity, mundane religiosity. Artha, material development means economical development. Then kama, material sense gratification, and then moksha, liberation. So this word artha, here artha, in this context means economic development, means improving your fortune and your wealth. But this word artha, it also means what is, how to say, what is like a priority, or what is useful, what is useful. Okay, what is useful. So anartha, what is not useful, what is not desirable at all. So anarthas are conditions that we have that are deep rooted in our heart, in our soul, in our subtle body, that will condition us to do things. Sometimes you don't know why you keep committing the same mistakes, why you keep turning, like moving in circles, always repeating the same behavior, even though you don't want that. That's the anartha. Anartha will not go away by doing therapy, psychotherapy, or by your own desire, or by using affirmative words that I want to change this, I want to be different. You cannot do it. Anarthas, to be removed, there is a proper process, and the only process is chanting Harinam. Okay? Psychologists can help you to get along with your anarthas a little better. Okay? He will help you to, make a good friendship with your anartha and try to, adjust and live together. But he cannot remove it. He cannot remove it. But nevertheless, they promise to do it. This is their promise, right? Madhavi, she's a psychologist. Huh? No? Yeah, my mother is actually, she's still working. And always with the promise that you're going to be a better person. You're going to get rid of all your traumas and everything, this and that. Going to be a better person. Maybe she's still trying. Okay, next one. Just as the Ganges is the greatest of all rivers, Lord Achyuta, the supreme among the deities, and Lord Shiva, the greatest of the Vaishnavas, the Srimad Bhagavatam is the greatest of all the Puranas. This is a verse from Bhagavatam that glorifies the Ganges, Krishna, Shiva, and the Bhagavatam itself. So here we have an evidence that the Ganges is the greatest of all rivers. I told before, because Krishna says, I am Ganges. That was in Bhagavad Gita. This is now Bhagavatam. So in the Bhagavatam, it is being declared that Ganges is the greatest of all rivers. Lord Achyuta. Achyuta means unconquerable. Unconquerable. Means Krishna himself. Achyuta means Krishna. Is the name of Krishna. So he's the supreme among the deities. Among all the deities, Krishna is supreme. So if someone says that why you say Krishna, he's the supreme personality of Godhead, why he is more than Rama or Narayana, say, I'm not saying. Bhagavatam is saying. Bhagavatam is saying. And Lord Shiva, what is his position? Oh, he's the greatest of the Vaishnavas. He's the greatest of the Vaishnavas. And Srimad Bhagavatam is the greatest of all the Puranas. The Puranas are considered to be the fifth Veda. There are 4 basic Vedas, and all the Puranas together, they are considered to be the fifth Veda. So Bhagavatam is one Purana, and is the greatest of all Puranas. So Bhagavatam is considered to be the fifth Veda. Okay, it's not ordinary literature. Okay, whatever Srimad Bhagavatam says, this is absolute truth. The Bhagavatam says very clear, Ganges is the best of all rivers, Krishna is the supreme deity, Shiva is the best of the Vaishnavas, and Bhagavatam is the greatest of all the Puranas. Means here Bhagavatam is glorifying itself. Bhagavatam is speaking about itself. Right? Next one. When the avatar Vamanadeva assumed a gigantic form and took 3 steps to conquer the entire universe, the tip of his lotus foot pierced the covering of the universe, letting flow the waters of the causal ocean, which transformed into the Ganges River. Because this water washed the Lord's lotus foot, it became transcendental. So this is the story, like real pastime, historical pastime, of how Ganga enter in this material world, how Ganga manifested in this material world. So, Krishna has many avatars, right? Basically, there are 10 main avatars of Krishna. One of them is Vamana Deva. Vamana is the dwarf avatar, it's a Brahmana dwarf. So the first avatar is Matsya, the fish, then Kurma, the tortoise, then the Varaha, the boar, then Nishringha, the half lion, half man. Then we have Vamanadev, which is the smallest manifestation of a man. And then we have, after Vamanadev, we have Parashurama, then we have Rama, then Baladeva, then Buddha, then Kalki. These are the 10 avatars. So Vamanadev, he went to a very pious king named Bali. Bali Maharaja, he was a very pious king. Although he was in the dynasty of demons, okay, of Asuras, even his guru was Shukracharya, who is the guru of all demons. But he was very pious and he used to give a lot in charity. So Vamanadev, he came there to beg because he was a renounced Brahmana. Okay, he was a brahmachari, renounced Brahmana. So he went there and the king asked him, what do you want? And he said, I want 3 steps of land. And the king laughed and said, 3 steps of land? Your steps? You are a dwarf. It will be such a small piece of land. I am the emperor of the whole world. I can give you any amount of land you desire. Why are you asking for so little? Huh? And then Vamanadev, he said, no, I want just 3 steps of land. So he took his kamandalu. Kamandalu is a water pot. There is a special shape for that kamandalu. And then he throws water and then he says his vow, his promise, his oath. And then after promising, then he said, okay, now you can take your 3 steps of land. So then Vamanadev, he begins to grow. He begins to grow. And he crossed the sky, the clouds, he became gigantic. And with his first step, he took all the lower part of the universe, all the dark regions of the universe. With his second step, he took the higher part of the universe, which is the part of the demigods. And then he took the whole universe, the 7 first, what is that? The 7 first planetary systems, and then the 7 lower planetary systems. Now there's nothing left. But you see, the king promised him 3 steps, so 1 step remains. Then the king said, see, you took everything. There is no room for 1 step anymore. So please, you can give the 3rd step on my head and you can conquer myself. And I will become your slave, your purchased servant. So this was how Vamanadev, he tricked Bali Maharaj. Okay, now comes the point of Ganga. When Vamanadev, in the gigantic form, he gave his 2nd step, his foot went up to take the upper part of the universe. And because he took everything, the tip of his toenail touched the, what is that? The border, like the covering of the universe. And it made a hole there. You see, our material universe, it is bound by something. It's like a bubble, okay, like a balloon. There is literally a skin around, okay, that holds everything together, okay, because there are innumerable universes like ours, just floating in the causal ocean, okay. So uh, so around our universe there is water, there is the causal ocean, and Mahavishnu is lying on that causal ocean, and all the universes come from the pores of Mahavishnu's body. So there is a great interaction in that way. So when his uh, toenail touched there, then the water that was, around the covering, the cover, leaked. It leaked in, and that water washed Vamanadeva's feet. So that became a sacred water because it washed uh, Krishna's avatar feet, actually, one foot. And then this water begins to enter in this material world. And the next slide, we're going to see how that happens, how they're called, how Ganga is called in different parts. So the transcendental water that washed his lotus foot is known in the higher planetary systems as the Mandakini River. Okay, so for the demigods, before the Earth planet, there are 6 levels up. Ganga flows there. So, but it's not Ganga, this is Mandakini. In the lower planetary systems, when crosses Earth, the Ganga goes in the ocean, right? Every river goes to the ocean, right? So, but Ganga will not mix in the ocean and stay there. Ganga goes down. There is a passage that Ganga goes down, then she enters in the lower realms of the universe. And there she is known as Bhogavati. And here in this plane, this is called Ganga. There are also other names like Bhagirathi, because she was called by Bhagirata Maharaj. Janavi also, because she was released by Janu Rishi. So there are so many stories about Ganga, because I don't know if I have time to tell all these stories, but when Ganga entered in this universe, it stopped in the demigod realm. It didn't come to Earth straight. So Bhagirata Maharaj was a king, very powerful king, and he wanted to deliver his forefathers, his son, sons of Sagar Maharaj, the sons of Sagar Maharaj. Yeah, his relatives, previous relatives. They, Sagar Maharaj, he had 60,000 sons. And they all died, turning into ashes. So he wanted that the Ganga would come and touch their ashes to liberate them, to purify them. So then Bhagirata Maharaj, he begins to pray to Ganga Devi to come in this material world. And then finally she agreed to come, but with one condition. Because when she would enter, she would come with such a pressure, with such a force, that in touch with the Earth planet, it would actually shake Earth and move it away, like misplace it. So then Bhagirata Maharaj, he prays to Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva, he would come and he would hold Ganga first impact on his head, and then smoothly he would let it drop from the Himalayas, because Lord Shiva, he resides in Kailash, in Himalayas, and that is only where Ganga is appearing, right? Ganga's spring is called Gangotri. So then Lord Shiva, he says, of course, this is the water that washed my lord's lotus foot. Of course, I want this water on my head. This is Charanamrita. This is the nectarian water coming from Krishna's foot. So therefore, Lord Shiva is famous for holding Ganga on his, head like this. It's been depicted with the Ganga flowing, because he hold the impact on his head. Then Ganga flowed very gently in this material world, right? Like that. So, but when Ganga begins to flow in the earth, it was flowing to so many places, including Navadvipa. Navadvipa is the place of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. At that time, I'm talking about millions of years ago in Satya Yuga. At that time, Janu Rishi, very powerful Rishi, he was doing his, tapasya there. He had his ashram there. And then the water washed everything around. The water entered his ashram and flooded everything. So when Janu Rishi, he woke up from his meditation and he saw everything was flood, then he became angry. And what he did, he drank all the Ganges water. He sipped everything. He performed Achamanyam, Om Keshavaya Namaha, and then by his mystic power, he drank all that water. So he swallowed the whole Ganga, just to make it clear. And now Bhagirath Maharaj is very much, disturbed, because he wants to take Ganga to the ashes of his forefathers, relatives, and then he has to convince Janu Rishi to, release Ganga, have to pacify him, make him happy. So finally, he was able to do it. So in different kalpas, two different versions of the story happened. Kalpa means a cycle of time in Vedic cosmology. So in one kalpa, Janu Rishi, he released Ganga Devi from his right ear. Okay? So therefore, in our human body, Ganga Devi is present in our right ear. Did you know that? Yes. It's a very common thing in India. When you are doing any ritual that requires some purification, quickly in your hands, you touch your right ear like this. Just by touching your right ear, you are purified. So for example, means your hand is purified. For example, the Brahmanas, they have the Brahman thread, right, around their chest. I'm also having here. So when we go to the toilet, we become impure. So we cannot make this Brahman thread impure, otherwise we have to change it. So to avoid changing, we take it and wrap it around our right ear. And then we go to toilet. Yes. Very soon, Krishna Mohan, you also have to do it. It's only for man. Because we received the Brahma Gayatri. The Brahma Gayatri requires the Brahman thread. Okay, Brahma Gayatri is not for women, so therefore women do not require Brahman thread. So anyhow, actually, there is another place where Ganga flows. From here, in our right hand, from this, from this joint here, okay, this is like a river, you see. This line, it's like a river. Ganga also flows here. So if you don't have water to do your achamanam, you can do dry just by symbolically drinking from here, because Ganga also flows here. Actually, our human body is such advanced body that there are so many nice things actually installed in our body, that like gadgets, we have so many spiritual gadgets in our body that we have to download, we have to access them. But there are so many. I'll not spend more time, because otherwise our subject will go away, right? Okay. So this is how Ganga Devi has many names: Mandakini, Ganga, and Bhogavati. Hmm. Otherwise, Ganga, Janavi, Bhagirathi, like that. So many names. Now, a little bit of curiosity related to science. C. Nelson, a British physician, he said, the Ganges water never rots. That's a very nice thing. It never rots. How? When British, they arrived in India for the first time, they travel maybe 2 months by ships, and they have to carry their own drinking water in, in the, what that, containers, with wood, made out of wood. There is a name for that, barrel or something like this. So after 2 months, the water rots inside, especially because they touched with, dirty hands and dirty things, whatever. And then at the end of the journey, many of them are very sick, very sick. Skin problem, stomach problem, diarrhea, and many things like that. Very sick. So when the British, they left India for the first time, back to England, they took water from the Ganges. And for their surprise, when they arrived, the water was still clean, clear, and no one was sick. Then they were shocked. Then they started to analyze this water in laboratories and make tests and things like that. So Dr. C. Nelson, he said, Ganges water never rots. And now Dr. Bhargav, an Indian engineer, the Ganges water has a very low BOD, biochemical oxygen demand, and cleans suspended solids 15 to 20 times faster than other rivers. Means the water can clean itself much faster than other rivers. Means it pushes the solids down. It pushes the solids down very fast, so the water remains clean without impurities. Monsieur de Herel, French physician. There were no germs just a few meters below the corpses floating in the Ganges. Sometimes they throw dead bodies in the Ganges, even dead animals, like even cows, pigs, horses, whatever, buffaloes, they throw. But the human corpse is very poisonous, very poisonous. It's even used as war weapon, like a bio weapon, to kill people. For example, they did this in Brazil. They killed so many native people, and they put their bodies in the beginning of the river, piled. And as the body was rotting, then the water was carrying the poison. And all the people who drink that water after they died. So this is like a strategy to kill quickly many people who depend on river water to drink. You put human dead body there. But in the Ganges, there is a miracle. He says that just a few meters below the corpses, there was no germs, no poison, no bacteria, nothing. That is why India can survive, because Ganga is, cleaning and purifying them a lot. Otherwise, it would not be possible for them. Now, the British bacteriologist Ernest Hanbury Hanking, Cholera microbes died within 3 hours in a sample of Ganges water aged 16 years. Actually, the older is the water, the stronger is the power of cleaning. Ganga gets stronger as time passes. Gets stronger. So cholera and so many other bacteria, microbes, they will get totally destroyed. They cannot survive. All right, so this was the presentation about Om, about Ganga. Any questions anyone have about it? Any comments? No? All right. So now let us continue. We have now our presentation about Om. Om consists of 3 letters, A, U, and M. In the Atharva Shikha Upanishad, it is declared, this syllable is the Supreme Brahman. Om means the Supreme Brahman, means Parabrahma. I think I already explained to you that the word Brahma means spiritual, divine, God, transcendental. But when the suffix param is added to that word, now it denotes only God. The Supreme Brahman means only God. So Om means God. Om is the sound of God, represents God, okay? But now let us see, there are different meanings according to the level of people's understanding and also people's meditation upon Om. Okay, Om is very vast. Om is not having only one meaning, because Om is the universal transcendental vibration that is useful for everyone and everything. Now from the Shvetashvatara Upanishad, God is the syllable Om. From him proceeds the supreme knowledge. So again, this is just confirming what I said. God is the syllable Om. Om is God. Okay? And Om is the origin of the supreme knowledge. Everything begins with Om. Okay? Now in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, I am the taste of water, the light of the sun and the moon, the syllable Om in the Vedic mantras. I am the sound in the ether and the ability in man. So which God is the Om? Krishna. Krishna says, I am Om. This is not Yogananda, Paramahams Yogananda. He is not Om. You know why I'm saying this? Because he liked to chant this, I am Om, I am Om. Have you heard? Sandra and Bernadette, no? Yogananda, the famous Yogananda, the autobiography of Yogi, you know? There is a famous footage of him in England with a bunch of old ladies and gentlemen, aristocratic gentlemen, moving around his property, chanting together, I am home, I am home, I am home, like that. No, I am sorry, sir, you are not Om. Om is only Krishna. So Krishna says very clear, I am Om, right? Again, Krishna says, I am the father of this universe, the mother, the sustainer, and the grandsire. I am the object of knowledge, the purifier, and the syllable Om. I am also the Rig, the Sama, and the Yajur Vedas. Again, Krishna says, I am Om. He says twice, even maybe more. But I have these 2 quotes. So again, Krishna, he is saying, I am Om. If you have heard my lecture about the power of mantra, I explain how Om becomes Krishna and how also if you combine with the lecture about what is yoga, Then you understand also that Krishna is Samadhi, and you can go to Samadhi by chanting Om or chanting Krishna's name. Next one. Sri Bhagavan is imperceptible. He is undivided and divided. The syllables found in the word Om are his manifestation. And he manifests himself in the three forms of Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. The three syllables in Omkara represent the name Hari, Krishna, and Rama. So here we have the first layer of understanding, second actually, of the meaning of Om. The first we saw, Om is God. Okay? Now in Rig Veda, it says, okay, Om is God, but God has three aspects. So every letter of Om represents one aspect of God. A is Bhagavan, U is Paramatma, and M is Brahman. Okay, why A is Bhagavan? Because A is Krishna. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, I am the letter A. Okay, so he takes for himself. So then the third level of understanding is that, okay, is not only Bhagavan, not only the aspects of Bhagavan, but now the names of Bhagavan are expressed in Om. So the names Hari, Krishna, and Rama are represented by A, U, and M. Okay? So now we have come, you see, there is a very clear gradation of intimacy with God, and also complexity, of God. First, we have only God. Then we have the three aspects of God. Then we have God in the male form as Hari, Krishna, Rama with his name. Means we have the personality of God, but only with the Purusha side, only with the masculine side. Okay? Now, next one is a verse from Uttara Gopal Tapani Upanishad that says, Omkara is the perfect and complete truth, the combination of power and the possessor of power, Gopala, from whom the entire universe arose. Those who know the absolute truth consider Omkara as Radha Krishna Tattva. Omkara means Om, okay? Omkara is just another way to say Om. So now Om is manifesting the aspect of Shakti, okay? The feminine aspect is also coming out. It means A is Krishna, U is Radha, and M is all the souls that are together in the creation. So the symbol Om represents the absolute truth. What is the absolute truth? What exists eternally. And what does exist eternally? Krishna, Radha, and us, the souls. We are also eternal, right? So we souls are meant to serve the divine couple Radha and Krishna. Of course, here you can also say, you can also apply to Lakshmi Narayana, Sitarama, and others, of course. And the souls will always remain there because they have their associates, they have their servants, they have the souls who want to go and serve Lord personally, right? So this is the brief presentation about Om, so that you can never mistake more and you can never forget anymore. If someone asks you what is Om, then you can give 5 different levels of understanding to that person. All right? Any question? Any comments?